Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you, wherever you are on this beautiful planet Earth. Today, here in America, we've just passed All Hallows Eve and All Saints Day, and it's a time when we sense those who have died and those who are living, and the interaction between the two. The sense of care that seems like the veil is very thin at this time. And of course, with the virus, it's everything is very close to us. And we also have a very big opportunity in a couple of days in America with the election for the new president. And I'm sure you're all aware of the forces we've been dealing with here and the chaos, the degradation, the cruelty, the narcissism, the lack of care for other human beings. And so there's a lot for us to hope for, that we have a change, that we have a change for the good, and for empathy and for dignity and for care for others. And I know it's not just our country, and I know there are many countries around the world that are doing really beautiful things for their people, and many that are facing the same kind of cruelties, or even worse than we are, the same kind of lack of morality and degradation of other human beings. And it seems to me this is a time in our country where we can vote for something that is better than we are. And in doing so, maybe plant seeds for others in the world doing better than they are right now, giving that kind of hope to becoming who we were as children, but with consciousness now. But that kind of sense we had as children of wonder, of harmony, of rhythm, of kindness, of surprise. Such a joyful world. And then to grow the capacities that many of us have grown, where we can really listen to another. We can imagine ourselves in their shoes and have them in our heart. To be able to know that there's something so much greater than we are, and that we have a spark of that inside of us, a spark of the eternal, a spark of the all. And when we do our practices, we can enter in to the place of the eternal, where we shift time in a way, where we remember, or we become something bigger than we are every day. Whenever we can enter that place, that in itself is a kind of vote for the good. Vote for the eternal, for dignity, for goodwill towards all beings of goodwill. And loving the evil good is another way that people put it. So however you can, enter in these next few days to help out this young country of ours. Because I believe that every time we come to these moments like the protests around the world of leaders that have had fake elections. We send a message to beings that are greater than we are. We send a collective thought, a collective sense, a prayer, if you will, for the good. So placing our left hands on our chest, we enter, we sense, we breathe. Many people, when they first do this kind of practice, they just end up crying because they haven't said hello in there, maybe in years. They've been so busy surviving. The kind of tenderness we feel, we may never have felt. I remember when I was in my Feldenkrais practice for decades, and I remember once, probably many times, but one stands out right now, where I was touching a person and lifting their arm, and they burst into tears because they said they had never felt a touch so gentle, and it reminded them of how life could be. It can be gentle. We can have that kind of love and kindness for ourselves and for others when they let us in. But when we have that kindness for ourselves, not in a selfish way, but in a way that helps us remember that we are wonderful human beings, and we are loving, and we are kind. And yes, we don't have it 24 hours a day, but it's always there. We just don't visit it all the time. So visiting the powers of goodness, visiting the power of love, of beauty, goodness, truth, dignity, these are such special virtues, and I think they have a life of their own. And we can be with them from time to time, and they can be with us. So please, if you can, take some time these next few days and send some silence, some prayer, some hope to us and to the world, to remember the good, remember where they came from, who they are, for our leaders, our children who are caught up in technology, to remember to sit and read a beautiful story with Mama or Grandma or Cousin Lucy, to sit one upon the lap, to hold hands with another, all the joys we know, petting our dog or cat. Every moment like that is a moment for the good, for ourselves, in remembering, and for others. So thank you for all your care, and thank you for all the love that you have brought into your lives, so that we can build the being of hope, of dignity, of empathy, kindness, the simple acts of kindness, that we grow them every day. Take care. Practice, practice, practice. And we'll see you again soon.